Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. Let us recite Shri Ganesh Mantra. Let us now listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
Unless and until you open your heart, Kundalini rising has no meaning. Because Kundalini is rising, but the heart has not opened. If the Mother Earth sends forth her power through the seed and the seed doesn't open, then what's the use? It's all a waste. Open your heart to Sahaja. Open your heart to Spirit and say, Mother, we are the Spirit. You have to realize this. Many people also perhaps do not realize that you have come on this earth to be the Spirit and not to be workers of human beings. You must understand your greatness and know that you are not like mundane people. That's why you are blessed. Who is blessed so much? You are described long time back by Blake that such and such people are going to come on this earth, men of God. Men of God, what do you have in your heart? Your heart will be like a stone. Unless and until there is light of Spirit, it is a stone heart. And the stone is going to hurt everyone, is going to ruin you completely. Open your heart. 100%. You have met Indian Sahajogis. They have problems of money. Or how much they work for Sahaja, day in and day out. How much they have contributed for Sahaja. Then imagine about 7 lakhs of rupees they have collected, Rustam knows. 7 lakhs of rupees they have collected for their ashram. 7 lakhs is 35,000 pounds. 35,000 pounds they have collected only in Bombay. In Delhi they have collected about 5 lakhs. 25,000. They are working, they have families, they have children. But what they think about is nothing but Sahaja Yoga, nothing but Sahaja Yoga, nothing but. They give most of their money for Sahaja Yoga, I think. They live with minimum. If I tell them, why don't you buy another shirt for yourself? So they will say, Mother, I have worn lots of shirts in my previous lives. So satisfied. We have found the Atma now. Let us dress up the Atma. We have found out our heart. Let us become the heart. What is the need to worry about these things? We have done enough of all this nonsense. I tell you, we think they are poor, but they are not. Wherever they can save their money, they will save it. They used to give me some money before. I said, no, I don't need just now. There's no need. Because I have no place to keep. There's no trust, nothing. How are we to do? They continued like this till about, I think, 73, 74, when I went back, we thought of starting an ashram because you people were all coming there. So I said, all right, now you have to give me money. All the Sahaja Yogis can give me money, whatever they have said. And you'll be amazed, everyone came out with 1,000 pounds, 1,000 rupees. Every one of them, whether he was a laborer, every one of them, 1,000 rupees. Minimum. Up to 21,000. In 3 years' time, that's it. Because they thought it is our responsibility to save money for Sahaja Yoga. Tomorrow, if you have to have an ashram, how are we going to have? But we still indulge into things. So this is what is the Guru Path. The gentleman has to sit down. Give him a chair. Please come. Please come. Need not be standing. All right. So today is such a great day of Guru Nanak's birthday. And we have to see his own life, how he spent his own life, how he lived, and under what conditions he managed. So the first thing is to look after disciplining yourself, feeling responsible for Sahaja Yoga. I was amazed. People told me that in the ashram people keep the lights on. The oil costs so much, 300 pounds every week. I'm amazed. Every one of you should be responsible for every electricity, everything that you spend here. This is God's place. Somebody has given the car, everybody wants to use the car. You see, saving the pounds is still going on in the heads of Sahaja Yogis. If they can say by taking somebody's car, they would borrow. Never borrow anybody's car. It's not for you. You must have your self-respect. Why to borrow anybody's car? It's not to be done. So the second point of the self is self-respect. First is the respect of your body. And the second is self-respect. We are arrogant. We can be rude. But we have no self-respect. But it is the tree that is lacking. See, suddenly I find after war, there has been no teaching how to be self-respecting. And like in the war, might be, the atmosphere might have been created, I don't know why, that I'm above everything, don't care for others. May have been, I don't know why this kind of a thing has come. But it is so, very prevalent. But you people have to be the other way around. Others are first and then yourself with your self-respect. Doesn't matter. Nobody is going to die. I can tell you this much. You all must have self-respect. And such mediocre people should not be allowed to stay in Sahaja. At least in the ashram. Because it brings bad name to Sahaja. One person can spoil the whole. Only people who want to be gurus have to stay in the ashram. It's not going to be made into a convenience for anyone. But the other way around is that we are going to look after ourselves. We have to become this. We have to grow. We have to do it. Then it's just the other way round. Everything works out. I don't have to tell you. Because this is so base and so gross that after being here for so many years, you should all have become avadhutas by now. Absolutely. Controlling all elements, everything should have been possible. But still you are under the grip of the element. How can you control it? First of all, get out of the slavery. This mental slavery. Alright? If it is there, it's there. If it is not there, doesn't matter. Nothing is more important than me. I am the king of the whole world. If I have to sleep on the ground, I can sleep. If I have to sleep in the palaces, I'll sleep. Nothing can dominate. Then you are the master. You know, in India, there are some Sahajogis who are controlling, definitely controlling the elements. We have examples of that. Lots of things have been published, and you know that in Nirmala Yoga, you must have heard. But you meet them, you will find they are avadhutas. When they talk, you feel a great sage is talking, the way they behave all the time. You see their behavior and everything is so great. We need people of that caliber today because that is the situation of all the nations. You have to be extra good because today is not the time when we can allow things to go as they are. Or we are not just disciples, we all have to become gurus. And it is not the time when you can play with time. You cannot play with events. You have to surmount it. You have to come on top of it. It's the time when the whole ship is going to be drowned or to be saved. This is the situation today. And that's why you have got your realization so far. If that precarious time had not arrived, how many of you really think you deserved it? But you got it. Because the time is such that everybody must be given realization and they must be given all powers so that they come up. But if you do not open your heart, put all your attention to your spirit, these powers will not work out. None of these powers will work out in you. This is the problem. Every guru had a command on the elements. Nanaka, you know definitely. People were sitting there and they asked him for the water and he put his hand on a rock and the water started pouring down. That's why it is called Punjab. 5. And the 5 rivers exist there too. It is said about all of them that they had powers over elements. So how much we are lacking? Still we are like other people who are selling cheap things or who are busy making cheap things or who are of no value. You are the ones who have to save the whole world. At the maximum of my life, blood and toil and everything, sweat, I have put in this land of you. The time is coming for me to go. Only 3 years more are left. Before that, I hope we establish an ashram. You need not pay for it, but you have to be ready to occupy it, otherwise you cannot occupy it. I can tell you, cannot get any more blessings of God. So why should God bless you? This is the point one should ask oneself. Are you your own spirit? Or you are all else but the spirit? But when I say something, it just goes as a big roaring. I don't know if the frequencies reach your eyes or not, or ears or not. But I would request you now, as Gavin has asked me for Guru Nanak's day, I really didn't want to come, because to talk of Guru Nanak and to hear about it, one has to be a very great person. Because such a light to bear, you have to make up yourself. Everything else is important. Then how can you talk of Sahaj Yoga coming over? I went to America, I was surprised. Americans, whatever it is, few people. But to them, Sahaj Yoga is the most important. They talk nothing but Sahaj Yoga, their life is Sahaj Yoga. Morning till evening they are working out Sahaj Yoga, nothing else. They are not poor. Australians, you know. But the heart is not open. The spirit has not shown its light. It is the one that gives you complete satisfaction, complete joy, complete Guru's principle, because then you start giving. If there is no light, what are you giving? Darkness. What are you giving to others? The darkness that is within you, if you are going to give that. So the second phase has to be, as I have told you, to have self-respect. The one who asks, demands, has dearth, has no self-respect. Who can give me? When I am for giving, nobody can give me. We have to learn to give, and give, and give, and give. Does not matter. I am so worried sometimes that I do not give you any hard tests, I tell you. Even a little bit, when you try to be funny, you do get a little bit hurt. But again, I soothe you. What sort of a mediocrity, you see? This mediocrity is not going to help us. This is the age of mediocrity. In the politics are mediocres, useless people. You go in the economics, there are mediocres. Everywhere there are mediocres. In Sahaj Yoga, we have to have extra brilliant, extra sacrificing, extra dynamic, extra compassionate people. Otherwise, Sahaj Yoga is not going to work out. If you fail, it will be your responsibility. Naturally, you want me to help you. I have done my level best, you see. All the quick methods, you see, instant, like puja, all that I have allowed you to have. But that does not stay in you, does not retain in you. The vibrations are so much. You have no idea. Some people have felt the gale coming out. Gale. So it is there. You may not feel it. If you ask Gagangarh Maharaj, he will tell you what happened to him when he first faced me. But to you, nothing happened. What if Gale comes to Rock of Gibraltar? It doesn't feel it. So as far as I'm concerned, I've worked very hard, you know that. And I know you can come up. You have that potential in you. So you must make your own rules and regulations. Nobody needs to make. If somebody makes so much, you make your own so much. Like tea drinking, like mad. I just don't understand. It's like a life which is a swingy thing, you see. It has no direction, it has no guidance. You must, if you are the master, you must at least be the driver of your car, if not the master. You should stand on your both legs and know that you are the guru, that you must have your own staff in your hand. The staff that will guide others, not a support to you. If you are yourself a lanky-panky person, how are you going to hold all the masses to you, and how are you going to guide them? So strong effort, very tenacious effort must be made. Form your own rules and regulations. Treat yourself as a disciple. You are the guru, you are the disciple. So the third phase of this thing is to be the spirit. The spirit, that is the guru, and the rest of it is the disciple. Your body, your mind, your emotions, your intellect, everything is a disciple and you are the guru. For this, you do not need people of very great intellect. You do not need people of very great education, but a person who is courageous and a person who is of that quality. When you go to India, you must meet a gentleman called Harishchandra. He's a very simple fisherman. He's a graduate, of course, but he's a simple man, works in a bank. And he came to me in Sahaja Yoga, got his realization. I've told you his story once. Again, I'll tell you what sort of a man he is. He told me that they went to the sea. He was to go to the other side on a small little island to talk about Sahaja Yoga. There were 25 people and it was a storm, really a tempest. So went and stood before the sea and towards the wind that was blowing, and he took out his hand and says, "Stop it now. I have to go for mother's work. This is God's work. Will you stop? Until I come back home, you are going to keep it like that." Once he said it and the whole thing stopped. They also witnessed. He went there, did all the work, came back home, and when he entered his door, then the water started drizzling. It started drizzling down. He's an ordinary man to look at. Compared to you, people are really great Englishmen. He lives in a very ordinary way. Wife is a fisherwoman also. She sorts out fishes and sells them in the market. But see, his body is so well built and shining, and the muscles so developed. And the man, he stands up, and the way he talks, an absolutely humble person. No wonder Christ chose fishermen. And he has got thousands of fishermen as his disciples. He doesn't call them disciples, he says all they are mother's children. Thousands, don't know. He has been calling me to go to them and all that, but they come to my program, some of them. One day I have to go down to those islands. Any one of the islands, he said, you come, they'll be all there the whole day waiting. But the way he's there is surprising. When I'm there, he brings fishes for me. But I said, you see, I eat fishes that you bring, but what about my other children? He said, no, next time all the fishes will be sent to you. And he sent one truckload, we won't believe. And I said, now I don't even have truckload disciples. Who was going to eat all this? And he said, nothing. I just went and told fishermen that mother has asked for fishes and everybody gave their fishes. One day we will not have fishes. What is that? What does it matter? Imagine those people who live day to day in that country. Modi told the newspaper people that we can control the elements somehow by mother's grace. So the newspaper people felt that they were very much boasting. But it's true, they can. To them it is not boasting, it's just what it is happening. So they are telling the truth, you see. But that should happen. We should also have some things to boast here. Important. So now we have the other phase, as I told you, is of becoming the guru of yourself, detaching yourself, identifying yourself with the spirit which is growing in its life. So detachment. One has to develop detachment. My mother, it starts like, my mother is suffering from cancer. My father is suffering from madness. Mother, can you cure them? So now first I cure mother and father. Then I am married. My wife is like this, my child is like this. Then my house, then my motor car, then my dog, then my umbrella. I have to go on struggling from A to Z, from Z to A. Alright? I can do up to a point. But for what? For what? Why to cure the mother, father, brothers, sisters, every relationship, the 10th marriage and the 11th divorce? Why to correct all this? For what? It must have some purpose. And if that purpose cannot be served, what is the use of doing? The purpose is that you at least leave all these things into my hand and detach yourself. But you want to bring the case to me as well as worry about it.
Let us recite Shri the great mantras.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Thank you, Shrimataji, for all the love and the bliss in this beautiful morning meditation. Let us all bow down to Shrimataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. We will continue tomorrow morning, same time. Jai Shri Mataji.